Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast with a retro review for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade from 1989. So, as we are continuing to rewatch and watch the films from the Indiana Jones franchise on the way to Dial of Destiny, I'm pretty sure that I had never seen this one, which is a shame because it's a really fantastic film. I really enjoyed that one. So let's talk a little bit about it. So this movie is rated PG-13 with a runtime of 2 hours and 7 minutes. On Rotten Tomatoes, as of the recording of this video, has an 84% from the critics, 94% for the audiences. I really agree. I think I'm really gonna have to think long and hard about the ranking of these films so far. I know for a fact that I like Temple of Doom less than both of these two. But we'll talk about that probably at a separate time. In this film, an art collector appeals to Jones to embark in the search for the Holy Grail. He learns that another archaeologist has disappeared while searching for the precious goblet, and the missing man is his own father, Dr. Henry Jones. The artifact is much harder to find than they expected, and its powers are too much for those of impure heart. This film is directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Jeffrey Boehm, George Lucas, and Menno Meyjes. And of course, it stars Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, introducing Sean Connery as Professor Henry Jones, Denholm Elliott as Marcus Brody, Alison Doody as Elsa, John Rhys Davy as Sala, Julian Glover as Walter Donovan, and River Phoenix as young Indy. Uh, I had I've not really watched a lot of films with River Phoenix, and it's a shame. I mean, obviously the actor has passed, but man, this one, he really portrayed a great young Indiana Jones. So let's get into it. The film opens with a superbly executed sequence that takes us back to a young Indiana Jones portrayed by River Phoenix. This glimpse into Indy's formative years serves as a brilliant prologue, establishing his adventure spirit, his fascination with artifacts, even the origins of his iconic fedora and whip. The opening not only adds depth to the character, but also gives fans an exciting taste of the adventure to come. It's a testament to the film's storytelling prowess that the transition from young Indy to Harrison Ford seems it's very seamless, creating a strong continuity in the character's journey. And yeah, wow, this is probably my favorite of the openings in the first three movies. So yeah, it is. It's just great. It has everything. It has a chase on the horse, the train, and then the introduction of Fedora. Like, I love that these guys are just kind of like artifact hunters. That those values, as much as India appreciates the artifacts and archaeology and all that, his values are different than just going after the money. So we also have the introduction of Sean Connery as Indiana Jones' dad, Professor Henry Jones. He's an absolute delight. I think Connery's presence just brings a level of gravitas and charm that not many actors could bring to the film. His chemistry with Harrison Ford just really works, and the father-son dynamic is a really great thing that they explored, right? Blending moments of warmth, humor, tension, like giving Indy an additional motivation outside of just his natural prowess for like wanting to preserve these artifacts, and also their contrasting personalities, right? With Indy being more of a rugged, daring explorer, and Henry Jones Sr. as a reserved academic. It really adds a really fun layer and an interaction between them. I mean, and it's Sean Connery too, so like, what can I say? Um, Also, in this film, I feel like the stakes are raised to a new level of urgency. First of all, the quest for the Holy Grail is just like it's the quest for the Holy Grail, right? Like it doesn't get much higher when it comes to stakes than that. With the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, this aspect adds a sense of gravity to the adventure, hiding the tension in a lot of the scenes, a lot of the sequences, and just providing a compelling backdrop for these characters' motivations. It's not really just about personal gain this time. It's not just about academic pursuit. It's really a race against to prevent this cataclysmic event or whatever may happen to the whole. Once if the wrong person gets his hands on the Holy Grail. Um, the action sequences in this film are truly exceptional. I think each of the set pieces is just very well crafted, showcasing the mastery. I mean, Spielberg is a master at the film, but like it's going back to things like this that really allow me to see how his visuals are very interesting, his dynamic storytelling, like just the action pieces that he's put together with the team. Whether it's a tank chase through the desert or a boat race in Venice's canals, the action is always very intense and just really builds up. Specifically aided by Williams' score. Um, and the film just really strikes a good balance between the action stuff and the character-driven storytelling. It really kept me invested in both things. Now, while this movie is undeniably an action adventure film, it finally expands beyond the genre, the conventions of incorporating a little bit of a mystery, right? There's twists and turns. There's as things unfold. There's reveals, the historical puzzles, the religious lore, personal revelations. This whole exploration of all these things um, really provides some intrigue to the film. Which makes the pace go very fast. Like the pace feels really good for this film. Like things are just kind of happening. The story is really unfolding. We're moving very quickly through a lot of these places. Of course, there's still fantastical elements like Indy and his dad just dropping out of that plane without neither one of them really knowing how to fly. I know Indy says he knows how to fly, but he can't land. So like, you know, and that goes back to the humor. Uh, I think this film specifically towards the end, like the stakes just get super high for everything. I think the conclusion of this is something that in my mind intellectually I was already aware of, but seeing it unfold after actually watching it on the film, because movies like this, like you go into it pretty much being spoiled, right? I think a lot of these sequences or events or plot points are ingrained in pop culture so much that it's hard to go into a film like this not expecting things to happen, but it's great. I think going back to the same bad guys as Raiders of the Lost Ark just makes perfect sense for the time frame there this is going in. Going back to the desert, seeing Salah again, yeah, just really cool stuff. I really really enjoyed this one. I'm having a hard time because I've watched all of them in so close of a succession in preparation for Dial of Destiny. Um, I'm very intrigued to see how we'll land with the ranking of these films. So I'll definitely put them all in order. I'll definitely still revisit Crystal Skull, so stay tuned for that. That's the only one that I'm sure that I've gone because I went to watch it at the theater. That's the only one I'm sure I've seen before. Before this, I was pretty sure I saw some of these, but not all of them. But now I can confirm as an adult that I've seen the first three Indiana Jones films, and now I have videos to prove that. So let me know what you thought about this film. If are you doing your own rewatch for before Dial of Destiny, and then which are your favorite films for the Indiana Jones franchise? Also, I can see why they spun out a young Indiana Jones TV show. If that's spun out of this, it makes perfect sense that you would want to explore Indy in a younger age. So, as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.